Well, well, well. All of these are greetings that I've said over the years at SSSAS. It is impossible for me to pick just one of these to serve as my actual intro. However, I think that there's one that really stands out more than any of these. Hello, my name is Timothy James Sebastian Bell II. Standing up here on stage, about to give this final address to you all, I can say with absolute certainty that you all made a mistake. You had what you were doing when you marked the box marked Tim Bell. So remember, this is your fault. I will never forget the day that I first came to St. Stephen's and St. Agnes for my first day of classes. I was awkward, to say the least. I knew a total of maybe 5 people and had classes with almost none of them. However, I remained positive, because I knew that even though I didn't know many people and hadn't exactly made friends with others yet, I soon would. In my limited experience, I have never met a more inviting school community. And I couldn't wish for a better class to have shared my high school career with. It may not look like it to all of you with my voice and stature and the fact that most of my interactions with people have been me making loud jokes in the senior lounge or talking out in class. But honestly, I'm not much of a social person. I don't go out much. I'm not the kind of person to really go to parties all that often. And honestly, I cannot start a conversation to save my life. Trust me, I tried to tell a waiter that he gave me the wrong order once at dinner, and it did not go well. However, even if I do know someone, I still have a hard time starting conversations with them. I've honestly lost count of how many times I've missed out on conversations because I couldn't bring myself to speak out of fear of being annoying. I want to thank the class of 2018 for being patient with me and making me feel welcome these last few years, as well as helping me out of my shell a bit to make me at least a bit better at being social. Though the original email I received when I was told I would be delivering this speech said something to the gist of, Tim, don't be an idiot and tell people about this because if something doesn't work out, then we might have to get someone else to do it. One of the things I ended up doing during the course of writing the speech was tell people about it. Honestly, reactions ranged from the usual, oh, congrats, Tim, that'll be fun to hear, to, and I quote, oh, hell yeah, now I actually have a reason to go to prize day for once. I won't reveal who said this, but you know who you are. The purpose of me telling people about this was to ask of some of their favorite memories of the year. Surprisingly enough, many of the responses I got were about Shrine Month, which you juniors in the audience are going to have to go through next year, so pack well. Lots of the moments mentioned were about the food or the climb, but most of them were actually about reaching the top of the mountain or coming down and resting afterwards. And looking back on it, I can see that these were enjoyable moments because of the fact that we had all shared them together. What made these moments memorable wasn't entirely what was happening, but also the people we were with when they happened. I feel like this really says a lot about us as a class. Because it shows me that even if we are doing something some of us might not exactly find enjoyable, like climbing a mountain, we still have fun with it and turn it into a memory we cherish because of the friends by our sides. Some of the best memories I personally have of this class are of the jokes we made as a class. However, they're a bit difficult to work with sometimes. While writing the speech, I actually ran into a few problems. Writing jokes is actually really hard to do when you're thinking about it. And it's more difficult to do when none of your jokes make sense out of context. And honestly, calling them jokes to other people is difficult when most of the jokes I could have made would be about absolute nonsense. Seriously though, the class of 2018 has some of the strangest millennial humor I've ever seen, and there is absolutely no explaining it to people. I swear, in a life or death situation, if I was told to explain why the song Redbone by Childish Gambino suddenly becomes funny when you replace the usual voice with Carl Weezer from Jimmy Neutron, I honestly would be out of luck. But I don't think it's something that should be explained really. I think it's something that only really exists with the class of 2018, and I think everyone loves that. When the idea that I might be giving this speech was first brought up to me, I said to my friends in the senior lounge, "Oh my God, yes, I will absolutely do that if you make the mistake of letting me up on stage." Surprisingly enough, it ended up happening, and I'm glad I did this. It's been an honor giving the speech to all my friends and classmates, as well as to all the teachers, and even my mother and father who are out in the stands. I haven't said it enough, but I have loved all the time I have spent here. Okay, maybe only most of the time I spent here, but the point still stands. What I'm trying to say is that I will miss my time here. Oftentimes I would find myself feeling sad about the fact that I will be leaving this school and all the friends that I've met over the years as I head off to Gettysburg in the fall. But standing here, I'm fine with that. I know that if I remember the times I spent here, I will indeed feel sadness. However, I can say that I will never consider those feelings of sadness to be regret. I mean, how could I ever regret the time I spent with all of you? Thank you.